We've been at the audience buying and selling of TV ads, with data, digital for 9 years now. And obviously that was before anybody was really thinking that you could do it to the points that people started testing it and started pushing further. And now we're in a situation where most of the large television network groups are probably 2 or 3 years into their own initiatives to sell data optimized, audience-based campaigns to marketers. And obviously, it's critical to get their adoption to move a market because the TV ad market is one where demand exceeds supply. So unless the TV companies are selling it, no one can buy it. That's sort of why they can do an upfront once a year and sell a whole year's worth in advance. So having their recognition that this is a way to deliver better value for the marketers and make more money themselves has been a really big step. And I think we're now starting to see, and this is such, and obviously they have reach into all of the top 1,000, big national advertisers. And so this is going to move to real scale very quickly. The e-marketer is saying that this market's probably going to triple or quadruple over the next 2 or 3 years. So, I think it's going to be part of every upfront discussion with every major network group. It lines up very much with what we've been doing at Simulmedia to not only to offer our audience network where we can sell targeted campaigns directly to marketers and their agencies, but we've unbundled our technology platform, Vamos, so that we can license it to the sell side and the buy side so that they can actually do it without our having to necessarily be involved in the transaction.
So Dave, could you explain to us the media that's involved and how you buy, sell the media that's involved that goes through the platform?
Yeah, so we have partnerships with virtually every major multi-channel video programming distributor, what we otherwise would call cable companies, satellite companies, telco companies that distribute it, and probably 85 of the top 90 Nielsen-rated national cable network programmers and a couple of the broadcast groups. And we'll work on behalf of clients such like a Home Depot or a Choice Hotels or an Expedia or a Clorox, and we'll help them use data and predictive analytics to better understand where to find their audiences that are most likely to purchase or be responsive to their ads across all of TV. We'll then work with all of these TV partners to aggregate and assemble that campaign. And in the old days, a $3 million 3-week campaign would mean, or the old-fashioned way of doing it, might mean 10 networks and 110 spots. But now that everything is fragmented, you really need to do it more precisely. And so for us, that same campaign might be 70 networks and 3,000 spots. Now, the agencies just are not structured or staffed to be able to execute campaigns at that level. You need a lot of software automation, which we have. You need a lot of predictive analytics, which we've built. And so we'll create that campaign, we'll traffic the actual creative spots, we'll provide reporting on a daily basis as to how it's delivering. Classic TV, you get post logs a month after the campaign's done. We're delivering reports in a day. And those reports aren't just the gross rating points delivered in demographics. It will be how much of your target audience was reached at exacting levels. And then as the campaign progresses, we'll also be, depending on the advertiser, we'll be bringing in actual purchase data, which will be matched at the household level to know, did this household see the TV ads and did they make a purchase the next day, the next week, the next 3 weeks? So you really can actually look at it on an ROI basis like you would do with search and social or digital.
So Dave, there's a lot of talk about cross-screen campaigns, of course. You guys are primarily on linear. Could you explain sort of your approach to the platform approach, if you will?
Yeah, so we're still very, very focused on linear. And the biggest reason is that's where the money is. Number two, that's where the under-optimized opportunity is. The area that we see with the cross-platform that we think is most critical in the short term, midterm, is more coordination, more synchronization, more cross-platform measurement. So we've had a partnership with Facebook for a couple years on a research basis where we understand and help marketers understand and agencies how their campaigns are delivering both in linear TV and in Facebook, and where there might be kicker effects and which there are, and how to better exploit that over time. I think that's probably going to be one of the biggest areas that we see. Because if you imagine, if you're running a retargeting campaign, it's natural for you to want to understand what people are likely to get a TV ad in the same day or two, so that you can make sure that you can maximize the proximity and time and to person in the delivery of those two messages.
Cool. And finally, Dave, any thoughts about the future of TV and sort of the demands that you're seeing in the marketplace and where you think things might go in the next year?
Well, I think that the definition of TV is going to keep changing. I had a conversation here at CES at lunch today with a longtime marketer, and our discussion was, the one thing we know for sure about the future of TV is the TV, particularly here at CES. Maybe it's not going to be just the same hardware device, but we're going to have the large screen format is going to continue to be really powerful. If you look and you talk to Peter Naylor, who's the CRO over at Hulu, he'll tell you that early in Hulu, most of their viewing was on PCs and tablets or phones, and now they're finding that everyone's is sending their streaming straight to the TV device. And so I think we're going to see a real change and continued and accelerating disruption of the older TV content delivery models, classic broadcasting, classic cable satellite distribution. We're starting to see a big growth in streaming services like Sling and Hulu and Amazon. And then what's going to happen is we're going to have to see more and more coordination, because that's just going to be more fragmentation. It will be digital-like, but that's going to be critical. And I think it's going to be more opportunity actually for the next generation agencies. I think that some that think the agencies are going away, I don't think so. But they're going to have to probably really up their game around the technology and the data and the analytics to do this. That's why, it's a recent announcement of WPP trying to sort of consolidate and refocus its Kantar consulting groups to be really competitive with, the Accentures and Deloittes of the world make a lot of sense. I think that's where a lot of this is going to happen. The world of what we've had in TV in the past is going to become more complex, more challenging to work with, and it's going to take more software, more data, and more science, and more high-end consulting service to be successful.